Now we're going to flip it over here to a little bit of off the mic section. It is Major League Baseball season. We are going to be wagering on the games, but just a couple point of views here. My general thoughts on Major League Baseball, especially early, betting light favorites, mostly leaning on dogs. The reason I do that here is obviously it's not hitting weather yet, as we like to say. The pitchers aren't stretched out all the way. So are you going to let your ace opening day and, 55, 60 degrees throw 112 pitches to start the season? Finally not. Sometimes we're looking at those bullpens. Who's going to nail down that closer role? Who's going to be comfortable in that 7-hole, 8-hole, setting up the closers for the game? It's interesting to watch Major League Baseball as the season starts. And also, Teddy, when we take a look at just betting into strategy, most teams excited early in the season. We can win. We can get after it. We can make the playoffs. And then as you see May come along and June come along, where these teams look up in the stands and go, you know what? We are really bad. So interesting thoughts to start the MLB season, Teddy. Just a couple pointers maybe from yourself on how you approach the opening the Major League Baseball season.
Sure, yeah. I mean, hope springs eternal coming out of spring training and even into April. Of course, all that changes once the season really gets underway. But this is a grind. It is a 162-game, 30-team grind. There'll be games into October and potentially November. Pace yourself. That's all I'm going to say is pace yourself. Personally, I know that in March, my focus is college basketball and the NBA. It has not been on MLB. There are years where I spent a bunch of time in March working on MLB, and you know what I found? What happens in spring training has very little correlation to what happens in the regular season. You do all this research on the pitchers. Oh, they had a great spring training, and they come out and get lit up. So, as a result, based on my experience, I've never won the first 2 weeks of the season. Never. I went back and looked 10 years. I haven't won in the first 2 weeks of the season. So you know what I do? I sit them out. I'm not even going to get involved in terms of maybe a quarter unit, a little something. Full unit wagers for me are at least 10 games out, probably 2 weeks before I fully get involved. I want to see what these guys are actually doing in the real season. And oh, by the way, I'm a streak rider. Give me some streaks to ride. There are no streaks to ride on opening day.